everybody. Today is Wednesday, February 28th, 2024. So, this episode is called What Do You Really Want? How Manifesting Can Help in Your Search for Love. What do you want in a guy, in a man, in a relationship? Do some things really matter to you? Some things are less important than others. Why are the important ones important? Where are you willing to compromise? I think it's a really good idea to think about it deeply. This is because um, if you don't have any kind of a plan or a map as to what's important to you later in life, um, you end up not hitting that goal. You end up kind of wafting about without any kind of knowledge of what you're looking for. This can work out. It's not like it can't, but it can also just um, be so confusing when you could really not be with someone you shouldn't be with a lot sooner than giving it longer. So, the main reason we do this exercise is it's important to know that people spend way too long trying to make a relationship work, only to discover at the last minute that this person has traits you just really don't want in your life at all. How many times have you done this? I know I did. I was single. I was dating from age 16 to age 58. That's 42 years. So I understand that there were times when I was trying to shoehorn someone into my world and they shouldn't have even been there in the first place, or they left rather suddenly, something like that. It just wasn't good. So knowing what you want is a good thing. And knowing the things that you want, are they truly important? I mean, people do spend a lot of time on looks, how what looks are like, and I think that's important. You don't want to, nobody wants to be with someone they regard as a troll. Ew. But those looks change. You gain weight, you lose weight, you go bald, your eyesight gets terrible. Um, you get arthritis, you get cranky, whatever. Those things change throughout life. So making sure that the traits of reliability, I keep going back to that one, a sense of humor, someone who can understand you and you can understand each other, those things make you more compatible than looks. Um, so, family members change, and you might have to get a job somewhere else. Your money situation may change. All of that is normal. So that's when it's really important to discover, like, can we really be compatible at some point? Um, so I do know, I have a story of someone that I knew from a distance. I didn't know her very well. She was super proud of her daughter because her daughter had broken up with her fiance. Her fiance was Christian, the daughter was Jewish, and right before they were supposed to get married, the daughter broke up, and the mother was really proud of her for breaking up. Now, I'm not judging anybody here, but what confuses me about that story is neither one of those is a surprise. It's not like it was a surprise that the daughter was Jewish, and it's not a surprise that the guy was Christian. I maybe there's something in that story that I didn't know about or didn't understand. Maybe somebody was trying really hard to convert somebody else. I don't really know. So, but that never changed. So, if, for instance, you're Jewish and you want a Jewish home, I would suggest not even bother dating other people. It just doesn't make any sense, because otherwise you're going to have to be willing to give up your dream of having a Jewish home. And that's okay if you are, but just be clear on those kinds of things. Um, you know, Sometimes people have what I think are completely ridiculous ideas about compatibility, and this comes from my experience. But someone else I knew would considered enjoying the same kinds of movies and TV as a really important test of compatibility. Like they had to like the same stuff. This completely baffles me. Kenneth and I have completely different tastes in entertainment. He loves science fiction, especially something that comes from space. I couldn't care less about it. I saw Star Wars once when it came out in the 70s. I haven't seen it since. It doesn't matter to me. We can usually find something compatible that we both like to watch at night. But when our roof had to be redone last September, uh, we went to a movie theater during the day. We didn't want to hear the banging all day. So he went off to the left to go watch some science fiction thing, and I went off to the right to watch Barbie, and we were both perfectly happy with our choices. So, that can be kind of a self-protective kind of desire if you're desiring somebody to like everything you like. Number one, it's boring, and number two, who would that be? Like, who needs to like everything the same? Mm. Anyway, shit happens in marriages, especially long ones, and you need to pick your biggest ally and your biggest fan, because on those days when you're facing the hard stuff, you really want to be facing them together rather than facing them apart, or even worse, picking on each other when something like that is going on, when you're having family issues, and we've had our shares. So, pick something besides just looking good in the Wranglers. Hey, if he looks good in the Wranglers on top of everything else, that's a great bonus. Nail him now, ladies. Just go ahead. All righty. So I'm going to go ahead, and that's going to be all for today. Told you some of these are short. You can listen to them while you're walking the dog. But here are my rapid fire questions, and I'm going to answer them a little different. What's your favorite place to travel? I love Edinburgh. Could go back over and over. What keeps you up at night? Snoring. And it isn't mine. What is your favorite curse word? Well, today, all day, I was saying ship fire, so I guess today it's ship fire. Let's see. What's your celebrity crush? Anybody who cleans my house. You're all mine, baby. What's your favorite food? Today it's sweet potato fries. Yum, yum, yum. Your guilty pleasure? Scotch, preferably Highland with a big rock. That's all we've got for today, people. Another Shitty First podcast, but let's keep going. Hope to see you next week, next Wednesday when it drops. You got questions, send me an email, info@DianeBrandonMoody, and I'll be posting stuff in the show notes. Thanks a bunch. Talk to you later.